Whenever you make blanket statements like women are responsible for the men that they choose, I do think that some of the things that you said could be described as victim blaming. And in a lot of cases, whenever you get into a relationship, like my own marriage, people aren't abusive whenever you go into it. It starts over time with little corrections, things like that. And I think it's pretty horrendous, especially in a severe abuse case, to suggest that the woman is responsible.
You're going to dispute that women are 5,000,000% responsible to whether or not they date a man.
No, what I said was that there are cases when women get married that the man that they're dating, because obviously everybody is fierce and straight, that doesn't present the properties that become problematic later. And the example that I gave was abuse. He starts hitting me. Are you suggesting that I'm at fault because I picked him?
Neither one of us can neither one of us can get around my statement that it's factual.
You made a generalized statement that women are responsible for the men that they choose. So
is that a fact or not? Is that a fact or not? We're not gonna get past that. Is that a fact or not?
No, it depends. So women.
My boyfriend agreed to babysit my son while I went to Atlanta on a girls trip. He flew to Cabo and left my son at another woman's house. She texted me that she had my son and I had to Cashapp her $300 for babysitting. Also, she's pregnant by him. I need revenge ideas. No, you need to go get your son. That's what you need to do.
I got receipts to back up everything I say. My daughter mama is an awful bitch. Like, I don't be around her. I stopped being around her when my daughter was probably around I don't know, my daughter was probably about 4th grade when I just said I'd never talk to that bitch again. Because she wasn't nothing but drama, and everybody act like drama is something that you supposed to forgive from a bitch. I don't forgive drama from no bitch.
Real quick.
What are we looking at?
We'll go through the message. Go to the tell your boyfriend. Actually, tell your boyfriend number. Type his number or his name and see if they got. Is number saved in your phone?
No, it's not saving my phone.
All right, type the number in and see if it's saved. Hold on, type it in real quick. Wait, the number's saved in your phone.
It's not. Let me see.
Wait, it's saved right there.
Oh.
The number's saved in your phone.
Yeah, I had to call her one time and her phone died.
But why you save the number though?
You remember that time I had called you? Yeah.
But why you save the number though? That's kind of a red flag for me. But it's cool. We could call him and wait, no, let her call him and act like you're not here. Okay. Call him and act like you're not here.
Let me see something.
Hello.
Hey.
What's up, mama?
You want Netflix and chill tonight?
Damn, I ain't gonna lie. If you're gonna do this, it's gotta be the last time, because I think we keep doing this. Right, we can't keep doing this. We keep doing this, we're gonna get caught up.
I know you're motherfucking lying.
Wait, what is he?
I know you you've been fucking my friend.
Hold on, my mom calling.
I know your mother lying.
Hold on.
I'm
saying
what are you talking about?
Y'all can't fight though. Y'all can't be fighting though. Hold on.
What are you talking about?
You
said Netflixing.
But you just said you never talked to him before.
You talking about?
You just.
You nigga.
Hold on.
You're a hoochie nigga.
Hold on.
I mean, you be going on. Let's be real. Let's be real. All them times you out on vacation, you never nobody. I'm loyal to my nigga. I'm not loyal on vacation. You not.
That's
I'm
working.
what about that? What about that one time? That one time you.
Hold on. Your back right here. Your back. It's okay.
I know you, mother. You can hold that for me.
No.
Hey, no. What I gotta take care of over here. You can hold that. That's still not.
My girlfriend is 4 months pregnant. She has 2 jobs and will do anything for me. I love her. I'm torn because I know our relationship will change once the baby arrives. See, I don't plan to stick around. I'm not changing diapers or getting up in the middle of the night. I hate noise. I couldn't stand the crying. I want to suspend our relationship until the kid can walk, talk, and potty train. How to convince her to give us a break for a few years. I need you to be fucking for real, sir.
Look, the $1 million question of today is, do you support your girl having a guy best friend?
Hell no. No, we was just talking about this last week too, because she has a guy best friend.
Okay.
And I don't mess with
He's literally gay.
No, he's looking for his opportunity. You don't see that. That's how guys, bro, you know how guys
I know how guys are.
No,
I respect that.
If I called him right now, you could hear that he's gay.
Okay, so he's like, okay, don't call him. How about this? You don't trust him. She gonna call him right now. Just be like, he cheated on you.
Okay. Bro, no, I don't trust it.
Bro,
I don't
what?
trust him.
I don't know.
Babe,
No, you don't trust. No, I don't know. I don't trust me. That doesn't make sense.
Guys are different.
Watch.
I'll feel you.
What's wrong?
He cheated on me.
Yeah, I knew he wouldn't. It's cool. Don't even worry about it. Well, yeah, let me come pull up on you and hit it like we used to get your mind off.
Hit it like we used to? Bro, I knew. Bro, see, that's why we shouldn't have done this, bro. I knew.
I had a 3-man tango with a coworker and his girl that went wrong after he finished with me. His girl tried to fight me, so I went home and went straight to bed. My husband woke me up because I stunk of bang bang and had another man's drawers. He's not speaking to me, advice.
I wouldn't speak to you either, sis. You didn't even try to hide the fact that you were cheating. You didn't take a shower.
You had another man's drawers on.
Engages in sexual intercourse no more than 2 times every 7 days. These are just suggestions now for a universal man and universal woman. And use a minimum of time and materials in regard to such engagement. Now, why twice every 7 days sexual intercourse? Because if you're a universal man and universal woman, you're supposed to be busy doing a lot of constructive things. So this sort of just puts in sort of a time capsule, you might say. It can be any time, and you do as much of it as you please. I mean, to satisfy yourself. It's not curtailing anything, but you kind of orchestrate it in such a manner that you have other things to do. That's the main thing. You don't spend all your time in bed having sexual intercourse or looking forward to just having sexual intercourse and never doing anything else of constructive value.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to have 9 areas of activity that's got to be covered. Economics, education. You're supposed to be learning something, studying something. But if you're spending all your time having sexual intercourse, all you're learning is more different ways of having sexual intercourse. And so this is just a guideline.
Okay.
For the, you know.
Now on
And
page,
so you have quite a few there.
right?
And like I said, all of the characteristics of a universal man and a universal woman are yet to evolve.
Yes.
I mean, you know, but everything will be of constructive value. That will be the characteristic. So, you know, I would like to see it now, and I think everybody should like to see it, everybody of correct mind. I mean, when you say, I can tell by the way this person is talking. I can see by all the things this person does. This is a universal man. This is a universal woman. Nobody even had to tell me. They have all of the characteristics of universal man and universal woman.
Mm-hmm.
And people who are not universal man and universal woman, they should aspire to be that. It'll be a criteria that will fit anybody who goes down that road and say, hey, I'm going to be a universal man and universal woman. That's my goal, which is all the more reason why everybody should strive to be universal man and universal woman. And this is just a short list. We want a complete list before you actually arrive and say, hey, I am officially a universal man. Or if it's a female, I am officially a universal woman. I meet all of the requirements of that. And you do it on your own. Nobody dictates to you.
Okay.
You head toward that goal. Meaning what? The most constructive organism in the universe. I mean, that's what that universal man, universal woman concept is all about.
Okay.
I mean, you function in a constructive manner in every move that you make, not just in some.
People who engage in sexual intercourse and or serious sexual play with each other should never, and I repeat, should never be strangers to one another. Each person should know as much about each other person as he or she knows about himself or herself, and maybe more. And I'm talking to myself in this one. The explanation is the words I don't know are words spoken too many times in regards to the sexual arrangements that involve non-white people, particularly with each other. I didn't know you were married. I didn't know you had other children. I didn't know you were in prison before. I didn't know you didn't have a job. I wish I knew blank, blank, blank. I wish if I had known blank, 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 blank. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And that leads to name calling, cursing, crying, threats, assaults, killing, all this other crazy stuff, slashing tires, it's trying to expose people on social media, all this crazy stuff that's happening because we did not take the time to get to know each other as much as possible on a great level before we engaged in sexual intercourse. And the suggestion Neely Fuller is giving, you all should have conversations in front of you, or we should have conversations in front of each other, male and female, have conversations in front of each other, naked. We're both naked, and we are not complimenting each other on our bodies. We're not talking about the bodies, and we're not touching the bodies. And we're going to have full-on, honest conversations and ask the tough questions, ask the vulnerable questions, ask the questions that go cut deep, that may trigger stuff. We're going to ask all the important questions. And Neely Fuller is suggesting to do this at least 200 times before you engage in sexual intercourse, because that will ensure that you have done your due diligence in getting to know this person. According to compensatory counter-racist logic, interactions like this should never happen in sexual mateship that involve a non-white person. Everything that is possible to be known should be known before the first act of intercourse or serious sexual play. Know thoroughly, nothing hidden, no surprises, no disappointments coming out of expectation, absolutely no secrets of any kind. The result should be less misunderstandings, less conflict, no jealousy, more trust, no unpleasant surprises, more constructive interactions, no deception, and no hypocrisy. And you can see from the clips, the clips in the beginning of the video, all unconstructive interactions, mainly, and people explaining that they didn't know the person that they were dealing with, whether it's a friendship or a relationship or whatever. They didn't truly know the people that they were dealing with. No disappointments based on expectations, and no more pain-filled expressions of I don't know. Many conflicts and much confusion has proven to be the result of people not knowing enough about his or her chosen mate before the first act of sexual intercourse or sexual play. Everything worth knowing should be known by everyone involved in advance of the first time or the first hint of sexual intercourse. Know and understand that the words I don't know should not be a part of any sexual mateship that involves a non-white person. Never, ever, and never, therefore, before the first act of sexual intercourse and or sexual play with any person for the first time with that person, try to get that person to agree that both of you will ask and answer any questions that you will likely ever ask each other. The questions and answers must be truthful and voluntary. There should be no question that should not be asked or answered. The answer may in fact be I don't know. If that is the truthful answer, it must be accepted as such if it's the truthful answer. The answer to another question may be I can't answer that question without gossiping about other people, and I cannot do that. That too is the correct way to answer the question, and it is acceptable because gossiping is not constructive. All questions and answers must be acceptable for the persons involved. Truth is an absolute necessity. Anything said that is not true must end any possibility of any future sexual intercourse and or sexual play between the persons involved. This not only applies to the first act, but any subsequent acts of sexual intercourse. If any deception or misconceptions or lies, anything comes out, especially after we sat down for 200 conversations and you still holding stuff and you still got lies, you're not constructive. You not a person that I should be around, because we're only surrounding ourselves with the people who put in the work to be the best versions of themselves. There should be no limit to the total number of questions asked and answered. There must be an agreement that any questions not answered or any questions not asked must not be asked again after the first act of sexual intercourse or sexual play. So we're going to get it all out before we have sex. And if we get it all out before we have sex, that improves our chances of having a healthy and sexual relationship. Because by the 200th conversation, I have a very good idea of who I'm dealing with, especially because we're going to ask the questions that go down the rabbit hole. I'm going to ask the tough questions. We're going to get to know each other. Then I'm going to be ready to answer them. So welcome, happy Monday. Welcome back to On the Shoulders of Giants as we continue our reading and review of Neely Fuller's landmark book, The United Independent Compensatory Code System Concept, a compensatory counter-racist code, a textbook workbook for thought, speech, and/or action for victims of racism, white supremacy. And there's a link to get the book in my description of the video, and also a link to the Victims of White Supremacy YouTube channel that I get some of the clips and things from. So make sure you go. Also, because the link to get the book is Neely Fuller's website, producejustice.com. So make sure you go check out the website, support Neely Fuller on producejustice.com. Get your copy of the book from producejustice.com. All right. We're still talking about sex. We're still talking about sex. Sex is one of the 9 areas of human activity. And according to compensatory logic, sex is the most powerful force in our existence, in our universe, and especially in our country, in our nation, behind white supremacy. Behind white supremacy, sex drives people to do all types of stuff. And in this section, we're talking about why people should ask the tough questions, why people should have real conversations, real adult conversations before they have sex. The way we have sex is trashy, tacky, and terroristic. It's unproductive. It needs to be thrown away, start over again. That's before I read the part in the book where he started talking about trashy, tacky, and terroristic. I used to say we just need to we need to throw the way we have sex away. The way we have sex, we need to throw it away and start over because it's not working for us. And I get it. I'd be horny too. I'm just like the rest of y'all. I like to have sex. I'd be horny too. But I understand that what we're doing is unproductive and unconstructive. So we need to throw it away and start over. But let's jump back in it, right? And make sure you subscribe, comment, like, all that. And make sure if you comment, it's okay to disagree. Because we've seen that in the video for the Dr. Umar video. It's okay to disagree. We welcome disagreement, but it's not okay to disagree disrespectfully with insults and stuff. So those of you who disagree and have to sling insults and have to try to talk down, you are showing your lack of intelligence and your lack of maturity. It's okay to disagree. We don't have to agree on everything, but don't be rude and don't be insulting. Grow the hell up. All right. A very important part of your code should and must be that the very first time that your chosen mate inflicts bodily harm upon you must be the very last time that you allow yourself to be in contact with that person. Read that again. A very important part of your code, your individual code, according to Neely Fuller, is a part of your code should and must be that the very first time that your chosen mate inflicts bodily harm upon you must be the very last time that you have contact with that person. First time, last time. No contact after the first time, either directly or indirectly. No talking, no message sending, ever, and never. Make this known to your chosen mate long before there is any sign of the very first argument, disagreement, satisfaction, disappointment, or the slightest discontent. Make it known that there will be no second guessing and no second chances. And just to make sure you know, I am reading from pages, for this video, reading from pages 308 to 336. So that's what I'm reading, 308 to 336, and I'm at the bottom of page 309. That's where I'm reading this. First time, last time, absolutely. It is over, finished, complete, fixed, no contact, no conflict. This part of the compensatory counter-racist code should apply everywhere at all times and forever. Keep your hands to yourself. If this is a healthy relationship that we should be building, you should have your emotions under control. Notice he didn't put a gender on that. You notice he didn't put a gender or a sex on that, whatever y'all want to call it. He didn't say only men should keep their hands to themselves or only women. He said nobody at all times. So that means accountability on both sides. Keep your hands to yourself. And if you are not at a point where you believe you can keep your hands to yourself, you need to be alone. And if you are encountering a person that can't keep their hands to themselves, get the hell away from them as far away as you can. Before engaging in sexual intercourse with someone that you have never engaged in sexual intercourse with, make sure that you do all of the following. And he is suggesting that we, one, make certain that the person is non-white. And there's more explanation on why you shouldn't be having sex with white people, why you should be having sex with non-white people, and you should not be having sex with white people during the system of white supremacy. Neil Fuller is going to explain his theory on that. 2, mutually agree that the female partner is ready, willing, and able to provide all necessary care and support for any offspring that is produced, and that the care and support is provided with minimum help from any other person. So get you a woman. For men, if you're going to get a woman pregnant, make sure it's a woman who can take care of herself and a child if the child is produced out of the sexual interactions. Don't get a woman pregnant that can't take care of herself and the child.